Hello and welcome to Life Screenings. This is the film festival, which is virtual and it is live. I'm here at the not Claremont. I'm in Claremont, city of Claremont. I'm at the South Lake Art League, and this is the space that uh, I participate. I present the films. We have 6 films today. These films are up to 10 minutes long. Actually, one's 13 minutes, so up to 13 minutes long. If you hear some sound outside, it's that there's a festival going on outside. We might get some visitors that come in. Anyway, so let's get started. Before I get started, Life Screenings is a film festival. We are looking for films that show a world that we want to live in. Always a good film if it makes you think, makes you question, makes you ask questions. So let's get started, and I'll show a few of the films, and I'll come back and talk a little bit, and then we'll show a few more of the films.
有时我又做梦，眼睛是看得见的；有时做梦眼睛是看不见。那时候还小，跟孩子他们一群出去打打闹闹，到处玩儿。去山上看牛，然后就守着它，我们就山上蹦蹦跳玩的，他就把它扔在草坪里面，就在那玩。然后有时候还拿那个牛当马来骑，然后那个牛，你骑在那个牛的背上，那牛就跑上跑下，反正有时候我不记得它躺在那里，我们就骑在它身上，它爬起来跑，然后就摔了这样。就好像我记得很清楚。
不好意思，不记得，就刚开始记得，当时看不见的时候，看见飞机就像要掉下来了一样，很恐怖的那种。不管我们看得见或者看不见，都是会一样的做梦。但是因为我们从小没有画面感，做梦的时候有可能也是看不见的。但是我以前毕竟是看那个光嘛，有时候看见有时候的梦就像仙境一样的，也是看见五颜六色很漂亮的那种，也是让人很向往的一种东西。就像这个人也会从空中飘起来的感觉，因为景色好漂亮啊，看着。就是我们在平时我们看电视不是仙境，就是那种飘起来的这种感觉，就是空中啊，突然就一个人就是在往上面空中这个一直往上面飘。
前天晚上我还做了一个梦梦到回了老家，跟父母在一块儿，然后就是感觉他们，就是还是跟你现实中见到他们一样，就是还是在种庄稼啊，有时候喊他们吃饭啊，喊的就是去叫他们吃饭啊这种，就是听到他们说话啊，跟你平时就是就是聊天一样的，但是你还是看不到他们是什么样子。很想去这 浙江舟山那个普陀山，有观音菩萨，就拜佛，这个求自己啊、家人啊平安的。反正我在电视上听过那个声音，应该是长得很慈善的吧，估计啊。然后长得是人家说的是天仙美女吧，应该是就长得没有挑剔吧。
小的时候的脸型是有一点带圆形的，挺活泼可爱的，眼睛也是大大的，皮肤很白，我儿子的皮肤非常白。有时要是想到他的时候呢，总是梦到他呢，想跟他再打电话或者是什么。小时候的样子，吃东西，他们不管吃什么东西都非要给我一点。他小的时候，首先都要送过来，那妈妈你尝一下，这个好东西很好吃的，都要送过来给你尝一下。睡觉呢，每天就是说，先让你陪着他睡着了，你不陪着他，他不会睡的。你要陪着他，他一会儿就睡着了。但是你要起来，他有感应的，你一起来他就知道。放学回来了，一进门就是喊妈妈。就是不管去哪里还是在家里，他时时刻刻都黏着我。但是在我眼睛刚坏的时候，他也会。有时现在想到小孩子，我也想到他现在老是想到他小时候那个可爱的样子，他的走路的行动和他坐着和他说话和睡觉的姿势啊，总是想到小时候。但是长大这个形象啊，在脑海当中还不是有多少，但是他小时候那个样子在脑海当中比较多一些。不好意思，我现在在玩。
¿Qué tal, mi hermano? ¿Cómo estás? A los tiempos que te dejas oír.
¿Qué tal, amigo? Todo muy bien por acá. ¿Tú cómo estás?
No, yo todo bien, todo bien. Oye, ¿a qué te gustazo escucharte?
Estaba haciendo unos proyectos de trabajo. Justo me acordé de las locuras que hacíamos en el colegio y quise llamarte.
A ver, ¿de qué te acordás?
¿Te acuerdas cuando le botamos el escritorio al inspector? Justo el día después que nos grabamos.
Claro, pues si ese man nos estaba apelando todo el año, loco, teníamos que hacer algo, pues. Oye, Fabricio, perdóname, ¿será que te puedo llamar después? Es que tengo un documento que enviar y...
¿O sí te acuerdas cuando le escupimos la maleta esa, el idiota al Steve, y se la colgamos en el palo de la bandera?
Sí, sí, también me acuerdo de eso, pero es bueno, es que, loco, o sea, también me acuerdo de la golpiza que nos dio. Tuve que llevarte a tu casa con un ojo morado, pues.
Sí me acuerdo de eso.
Oye, Fabricio, gracias por llamar, pero en serio necesito un momento. Tengo que enviar un documento acá y se me hace tarde, entonces...
Por favor, no me cuelgues.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Está todo bien?
No lo vuelvas a hacer. ¿Sí te acuerdas de Tiffany? La que me presentaste en el colegio.
Sí, sí, claro, sí, un poquito más te tuve que lanzar a sus pies para que le pares bola, loco.
Sí, sí me acuerdo, fue gracias a ti. Pero no, es que yo no me he sentido tan bien con eso. Desde hace unas semanas decidimos distanciarnos. Y yo no me he sentido tan bien. Me ha costado un poco salir.
¿Qué? ¿No se supone que somos mejores amigos? ¿Por qué recién me entero?
Lo intenté, pero nunca contestaste mis llamadas. Solo pensando en tu proyecto importante.
Yo sé, pero tú sabes lo importante que para mí es este proyecto. El ascenso lo llevo...
Pensando en el trabajo. Solo yo. Que no hay otra cosa más que pueda pensar. Si me hubieras dado un poco de tu tiempo, me hubieras podido escuchar algo. Si fueras un buen amigo, me hubieras respondido en el momento. Me hubieras estado ahí cuando más lo necesitaba.
Pero te puedo escuchar ahora, loco. Tú sabes que te amo. Y ya, sí, fui un egoísta por no haberte contestado las llamadas o por no haberte respondido los mensajes. Pero tú sabes lo importante que para mí es este ascenso. Y sí, fui un egoísta de mierda, ya, pero... Perdóname. Mira, ¿qué te parece si vamos por esas bielas y hablamos de esto? Fabricio, ¿estás aquí? Fabricio.
Lo siento por todo. Tú fuiste un cretino conmigo, yo sé. Pero yo no puedo hacerlo así contigo. Tú fuiste de las mejores personas que conocí en mi vida. Tú me hiciste reír cuando más lo necesitaba. No puedo ser un cretino contigo sabiendo que fuiste una de las mejores personas que conocí en mi vida. Incluso escuchar tu voz fue de las mejores cosas que me pasó esta semana. Muchísimas gracias por todo. Muchísimas gracias por todo.
Fabricio, me estás asustando. ¿Qué pasa?
Lo siento mucho. Gracias por todo.
No. ¡Fabricio!
¡Fabricio! ¡Fabricio! ¡Fabricio, ábreme! ¡Mierda! Vaya. ¡Fabricio!
Los
¡Mauricio!
investigadores más destacados
¡Mauricio!
intentan descifrar los secretos de la resiliencia. Entiendo a quienes no lo superan y a quienes no le encuentran más sentido a la vida.
¡Fabricio! ¡Fabricio! ¡Mierda!
George. Pensé que ya lo había superado.
Hits here before it hits anywhere else, and it hits Jackson Hole, then Yellowstone. We get it first. That's why it's called the Star Valley. Those early pioneers, this was the best valley of all the mountain valleys because of the grass. We get feedback from family and friends who go, what are you doing? What were you thinking? You know, it's like there's cattle dogs. It's in their DNA. Somewhere it's deep in all of our DNA to be producers or to work the land. It just happened to erupt and come up at the same time for both of us. We're actually doing it. We're bleeding. We're sweating. We're swearing.
It's like any startup. You put an idea and a vision out there, and you make mistakes, and then you learn from that, and then you just have to have the drive and the passion to keep delivering to get to your vision.
Amber figured it out. She's figured it out with we knew Star was good.
Star Valley. That was a clue.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to do we knew that we're getting into Wagyu, and it's all about grazing cattle that actually were grass fed. Not many folks are doing Wagyu that are actually grass fed. So we just thought if we put grazing Star, that would probably sort of make it stand out. Sort of just like Rockstar, but grazing Star.
Wagyu is basically, in Japanese, it's cow.
It means Wagyu means Japanese cow.
Which is Kobe beef, but Kobe beef is a trademark. You can't use the word Kobe to market the meat, so they come up with the word Wagyu for outside of Japan.
So it's 250 Wagyu or Japanese cows that were exported from Japan to the United States by a Japanese guy and a United States investor, and they put it on American soil and they got amazing results. And so they actually, the country of Japan decided to ban exporting those cows. So there was only ever 250 that ever came to this country, and they were registered. They're sort of like horses. They all have the lineage, what regions they came from.
The Japanese refined the type of animal for eating over the last 200 years. They took those working animals and converted them into animals for consumption. And that's when they stumbled on the whole high oleic acids, which is the fat. And it also, it's that intermuscular fat that creates that flavor in the meat. And once you taste it, you'll know that taste for the rest of your life.
the Japanese call this umami. It's the essence of deliciousness is what umami means.
Well, Amber and I were traveling in the Cook Islands, one of the most isolated spots on the planet. We were sitting having an evening drink, and she said, "What are you going to do with the ranch property?"
I had a vision.
We'd had the property down here since about 2005, and I said, "Oh, I'm just going to sell it." And she said, "Well, why don't you add to it?"
David did real estate forever in Jackson Hole, and I had a finance background, a business background, and investments background. And I just thought, well, my real desire is not to be in an office anymore, work for someone else. I'd like to work for myself. And I'd love to not be in an office. I want to be outdoors.
So Amber's like, "Why don't you look around?" So I happened to be out with a friend of mine who's a real estate broker. I asked him a question. I said, "Well, what's around my property?" And he goes, "Oh, the property next door is for sale." And I said, "Which way, north or south?" And he goes, No, west." And I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yep." And I said, "Well, let's go take a look at it."
We looked at it quickly. We snapped it up. And I said, "That's it. We're doing Wagyu."
It's called cannonballing in the deep end, and you don't know how to swim. You better learn how to swim pretty quick once you've made the dumb decision.
Looks like the range cattle behaving.
It's a battle royale, and it's constant.
And it's tough.
Some days we feel like we're losing.
Tough days.
It takes something like a raging bull, like we had the other day and a half ago, to go through the fence, because he doesn't see anything. He doesn't even see the fence. He's just like so angry.
I can see there's 2 cows in our property right there, so we're going to push someone else's cows out. The neighbour does have bulls in that pack, so what will happen is if the bull gets in with our bull, the 2 bulls will have a bullfight, and the biggest bull will win.
We'll get up the next day and go, "We're going to hit this hard," and we'll go out there and fight.
So that's minimal. They broke 2 posts. They call it 2.5.
We don't give up on the fight. It's when we will. Neither of us, and it's not in our personalities or our DNA to back down. So we just want to fight, keep going, and yeah, and enjoy it. So we try to enjoy it as best we can.
Smell the roses as you go. We're trying to be producers rather than consumers in society, and take that responsibility highly. In other words, like, let's do it the right way.
It's our personal journey that we're doing together, and we know that it's just our turn. Being producers is extremely fulfilling. And most people would go, "Oh, that's just a crock." No, it's not.
It's hard
when you
work.
produce stuff
It's
and
hard work
make something, and other people can benefit from it, they get to eat it.
It's very rewarding.
It's extremely
very rewarding. And that's why, a lot of my family and friends say, "I can't believe you're doing this. This is so much hard work." And I said, that's the whole point, is to put in a hard day and then look back and see what you've created. We both had careers working in offices and traveling and all the rest, and can find ways to make money a lot easier than this, but we don't want to do it the easy way. We want to do the hard way and do it the right way.
Now, they're very curious, aren't they? Being well behaved.
The herd that we actually have at our ranch can be traced 100% to the first 250 that came to the United States. Never been crossbred with Angus or anything else.
99% of it that's out there in the United States is typically not 100% full-blood Wagyu. It's hybrid cross. So it doesn't have the hit or the taste that we have with ours. I always repeat this over and over, and we repeat it to ourselves too. The three things that we look to not stress is in this order is ourselves, because it's our turn. It's our turn to run the property. And our turn will be over at some point, but we don't need to be stressed while we're doing it, and so that we can enjoy it. We don't want to stress the land, and so we do what we can, and we educate ourselves constantly on how to lower the stress points on the land. And then thirdly is the livestock and the wildlife. And someone would say, oh, what about the wildlife? You don't want to stress the wildlife. Yeah, sure. So we have
Forests.
right across these forests and across the hillsides, we leave that it's all set aside for the wildlife to go to. We noticed that as that's enhanced, all the grazing areas seem to be enhanced for the cattle as well, because they're not competing for the same part of the property.
It can be an ecosystem, and so I guess the new way of thinking is, you want to protect what's underneath the grass. I mean, that that's number one, right? We're using electric fence, which we manually, when we say electric fence, we do hand posts. We pop them out, we set it up, and then we move the cattle into new pastures every couple of days, so they're not cutting down the grass too low, because beneath the soil is what you need to do that carbon capture.
She's good. You can touch the wire if you want. I'm not going to.
Right now, it's just working fantastic. I mean, we see, Amber just said the other day, she came across a flock of birds that was like hundreds of them, right?
Yeah.
Just like hanging out, which you'd never seen before on the ranch.
There's lots of ducks and sandhill cranes and wildlife everywhere. We've got more than enough land for the cattle.
We had a mountain lion attack right in front of this greenhouse on the road.
Mountain lion that's not killing your livestock. Basically just leave them alone.
There's enough biomass out there, deer and elk and moose and other animals for the apex predators to feed on. They're not coming after our cattle.
They're rising and feeding now. All that feed is coming off the spring. See the big trout there? That's like a 30-inch trout there. Look at him come through. Do you see him? Yeah. That's, because if we come up on the 4-wheeler, he would have taken off. Now when he goes, the little ones
When we first started out, we weren't part of the farmers market because we came to market at the wrong time of the year. And so we actually tested out what everyone does, like any startup. Let's ship our product everywhere. We had demand instantly in the United States, which was amazing. But, I was like, really, we shouldn't be shipping. We have a community here and let's focus on that. So we leaned on our community, our friends, to make an introduction to the top chef there, gave them samples, and we got into the Snake River Grill. Then we got into another friend of ours helped us out to get into the local. But really at the end of the day, we want to be in, something direct to the locals in the local community. So the farmers market has been the avenue for us for that. We don't have a storefront. The next phase for us, though, beyond just selling, would be to have this, and a few people approached me on this, is to have, some kids and, have some type of community involvement, to be able to let kids come down to the ranch for a day and learn and listen of because we feel like we need to build a whole nother generation, not just doing engineering and things like that. It'd be nice to inspire some kids to get some dirt under their feet. So it's not just Wagyu cattle ranching, it's around building a sustainable, regenerative piece of property that we can then hopefully showcase to other folks.
Today is my first day as a research intern with the cane development program at Sabatkar, Uttar Pradesh. I'm stepping into a world where tradition meets transformation. Development program at Sabatkar, Uttar Pradesh. I'm stepping into a world where tradition meets transformation to try to meet the custodians of the land, understand ground realities, collect data, and understand what's at stake. From the very beginning, it became clear that things were far more complex than I had expected. The farmers here follow generational method, close planting, sparing use of nutrients, and practices handed down from father to son. Today, those methods are no longer as effective. These changes, though extremely promising, require a shift in mindset and a leap of faith on the part of the farmers. I can see their struggle and hesitation to deviate from what they've always known. As the cane development team and I spend more time with these 100 farmers, I watched for breakthroughs, patient conversations and demonstrations. Careful hand-holding through the benefits of these techniques led to a slow but sure change. The farmers began to grasp the potential for growth and transformation. In my research, I realized that farmers had access to opportunities they were not availing of yet. The Hak Darshak scheme programs could offer them much needed resources and solutions if they learnt of them. I witnessed the change. Farmers began embracing new methods. Small changes led to significant improvements. Their courage helped them lay the seeds of the future. What began as an internship has grown into something much more. This time, I return not just as a researcher, but as someone who has witnessed the transformative power of collaboration and the resilience of a community adapting to change. While traditional methods struggle to keep pace, these project plots are thriving, proof that innovation can complement tradition. With wider planting distances, better soil health, and precise use of nutrients, the sugarcane here is thriving in both yield and quality. Looking at these fields, I see that it's not a story of sugarcane. It's a story about resilience, a story about hope, and a story about the power of a community that dared to dream. This journey has changed me, and I think it has changed them too. Sugarcane is only a small part of this story, but the sweetest part is the stability, the growth, and the peace of mind that comes with knowing that tomorrow will be better than today.
And there we have it. Live screenings, March 2025. Thank you so much for everybody watching. Actually, thank you everybody over the last 10 years that have been watching. In 2015, I started live screenings with living room screenings. It was in association with Living Room Theater. I did that for about a year. Then from there, thank you to the Winter Park Public Library for being the home for 8 of those years, or about 7 of those years. And then now the home is out here in at the South Lake Art League. Yep, that's right. And thank you so much for being that home. I'd like to special thanks to all those who have watched the live screenings over the years, the living room screenings. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you for watching, for giving thumbs up, for loving it. Appreciate all those people. Also, I'd like to give a special thanks to the filmmakers, all the filmmakers. I've met fascinating people. Some of my favorite ones kept sending me their films, and I would continue sharing and giving them to whoever was watching. So I thank you so much for all the filmmakers too. So the film watchers, the filmmakers, I'd like to give a special shout out to Winter Park Library, the South Lake Art League here, and to let you know that this is the last live screenings. Yes, I've come to the end of this this chapter. It's been an incredible chapter, and I always had the same idea when I started, and that is show films that show a world that we want to live in. And some of them were interesting, some of them were thought-provoking. They made you question things. I love the conversations I had with the filmmakers, which was valuable, a connection from around the world. So where have I gotten most of my films from, or these films? Of course, the United States, India, China, Japan, Yugoslavia, Russia. I've gotten some films from there. Ukraine. I have already said India. So these films were from around the world. So this was a world, basically, film festival. With that said, I'm going to go out now. However, thank you all for watching. Bye.